This is the afternoon weather briefing. This is for Monday, the 17th of July. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather, hot and hazy today. Temperatures near slightly below average in spots. Got the Canadian wildfire smoke making for a milky sky today, but that should improve later this week. And the pattern begins to change toward the end of this week with a return of showers and thunderstorms. Let's take a look at the upper air look this afternoon. And again, it's the same old story we've seen for a couple of weeks, that intense heat bubble over the southwest United States. It's parked there. We've got a vortex north of the Great Lakes and a trough extending southward from that, and a fairly dry air mass in place across Alabama this afternoon. The sky is sunny but very smoky because of that Canadian wildfire. Here's a look at the current situation. This is the product called vertically integrated smoke coming from the HER model, and you can see it's clearly in place, but by Wednesday, in a couple of days, the smoke should be pretty much gone. So this will not be a long-term issue. But again, the smoke is generally between 5,000 and 10,000 kilometers in the atmosphere, not at the surface, not really affecting air quality. But it certainly makes for a different kind of sky, and it'll be a different kind of sunset this evening like the one we saw last night. Check the radar. Look really carefully. You'll see a few spotty showers down across the far southern counties of the state, south of US 84. Most of Alabama dry. And again, heat levels are just not that bad. I know people are griping about it, but that's 230, and we're in the mid to upper 80s over the northern half of the state. I mean, that's a win right there. Birmingham at 88, Tuscaloosa 89, Anniston 87. We've got low 90s for the southern half of the state, 91 for Montgomery and Mobile, 92 for Dothan. West of Alabama, heat advisories in effect all the way from Mississippi over to California. And we'll probably have one of those around here at some point later this week. The orange counties, that's where the Weather Service believes the heat index might hit 105. But actual air temperatures will be in the 90s this week. We'll be watching for storms developing north of the state over the next several hours. We have the chance of severe storms out across the Great Plains, digging down to parts of the Mid-South. And the Storm Prediction Center has included the northwestern corner of the state in a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk of severe storms. That's for any storms that might form over Missouri, Arkansas, Kentucky, then rolling down in that northwest flow aloft that might make it down here. If it happens to make it, they could produce strong winds, but most of the state will likely stay dry tonight. Same thing tomorrow. Got a chance of severe storms, mainly north of the state. And again, we have a marginal risk clipping the Tennessee Valley in the event storms happen to drop in here from the north. But again, for most of the state, the day tomorrow should be dry. And day 3, which is Wednesday, a couple of marginal risks up to the north. Here's a look at rain over the next 7 days. And for most of the state, we'll be dry through Wednesday. We might see a storm or two Thursday. I think the better chance of scattered storms statewide will be Friday. And, of course, even then, rain distribution very uneven, but a surface boundary comes in here Friday. Average amounts 1/2 to 1 inch for the next 7 days. In the tropics, it is very, very quiet. We've got that little junk system out in the middle of nowhere, Don, but notice it's just so quiet. A lot of dry air out there across the Atlantic basin. Don is a weak, puny junk system. It's tropical depression Don. And this thing's just going to do the hokey pokey and loop around in the Atlantic, far from land, no threat to the United States. And again, we see no tropical trouble for the Gulf of Mexico or the United States, at least for the next 7 days. Which means we'll take a look at modeling. Model fans, the GFS, this is the 12Z run. This is valid tomorrow afternoon at 4. Upper high, West Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. Troughing over the Great Lakes. And for us, the ridge begins to nose in here, and the air stays relatively dry. Should be a hot, hazy day, much like today. And again, we'll watch for any storms that form northwest of the state. Those might clip the Tennessee Valley, but most of Alabama dry. Same thing on Wednesday. The modeling suggesting the track of any convective systems would be north and northeast of here, for the parts of Tennessee and Georgia and the Carolinas. Again, we'll be well up in the 90s. This is Thursday. We're still mostly dry. And then Friday, a surface front comes in here. And that will probably trigger storms. It will not rain everywhere, but it will rain in spots on Friday. And heat levels begin to come down, highs dropping in the low 90s. And Saturday for the northern half of the state could work out to be a pretty decent day. High maybe in the upper 80s. The dew points are down, the humidity down. But clearly, the better chance of scattered showers and storms Saturday would be down across the southern third of the state. And even there, it's not going to rain all day. And on Sunday, again, much of the state in a very dry air mass, which is very odd for July. Mostly sunny, highs around 90. Any storms near the Gulf Coast, and again, they'll be scattered. This is a week from today, Monday the 24th. The upper high persists to the west, troughing to the east, and again, that looks awfully quiet. Let's go out 10 days. This is Thursday of next week, July 27th. And again, that big old upper high just chugging along, and we're on the eastern periphery of that, and that looks typical for summer. Hot, muggy, the chance of a few scattered showers and storms. Rain for Birmingham off the GFS ensemble. The mean, it's the green line. The mean of the ensemble members, about 2 inches between now and the end of July, the 1st of August. Look at heat levels coming off the NBM, the National Blend of Models. And again, you might shave off a couple degrees off these numbers. Mid to upper 90s tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. And then look at Saturday, 89 and lower dew points. It might be a pretty amazingly nice day for the middle of summer. And then back in the low 90s for next week, lows in the 70s again. Looks pretty typical next week. Hot off the presses, got the brand new CPC outlook. This is for July 25th through July 31st. And if this works out, temperatures over much of the contiguous United States will be above average. The old dog days, they're here. So, again, had a great time today in Sylacauga. A lot of friends there at the rehab center right by the Coosa Valley Hospital. Great time today. Wednesday, be at Ardent Preschool over in Trace Crossings in Hoover. That'll be fun. And Saturday, it's a book signing. Billingsley, Alabama, Jim's Pit Barbecue. Yeah. Again, I don't have the exact time set from the publisher yet, but as soon as we know, we'll post it online. But that's right on US 82 between Maplesville and Prattville and near the Chilton-Autauga County line. I promise we're going to have fun at that deal. It's going to be good. So hope to see you guys there. And, of course, we got Weather Brains tonight. It's Monday night. Interesting show tonight. We're going to have a lot of experts about rip currents. We've had so much loss of life this summer because of rip currents on the Gulf Coast. And we'll talk about beach weather, beach safety, a lot of things like that. It'll be a good show. That's tonight at 7 Central on the Weather Brains YouTube channel, youtube.com/weatherbrains. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock, right across the hall in Studio A. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.